In this video, we're going to take a look at creating some different graphs within Excel. And all of these come from beginning with a frequency distribution. And so I've made up one here. This is 65 people polled about what their favorite restaurant was based on being given these 5 options. And so the frequency of the number of people that answered this answer is recorded in the frequency column. So let's first take a look at how we could create a bar graph from this frequency distribution. And it's quite easy. You have the frequency distribution given, and if you select it, but don't select the total column at the bottom, and then click on Insert. And if you go to your recommended charts, you can see there are other ones here, but generally click on Recommended Charts, and you'll see the recommended ones for that type of data given. And if I click on pie or bar, those are the first two we'll take a look at. So there's what a pie graph might look at and click OK. And so that's pretty plain. There are more things we can do with it. If you click on the plus button here, Chart Elements, we can click on Data Labels. And notice that I get the count in there actually, and then with this arrow over to the side, we can even move those values around to whatever area you like it best, and add in more options by putting in the percentage as well. So that is a pie graph, and you can kind of play with that to make it look the way you want it to, but begin with a frequency distribution to make it. Okay, so let's just save that up over here. Now we're going to do the same thing, select the same set there, not including the sum at the bottom, and insert a bar graph. And we'll click on the top one, which is a bar graph, and click OK. And very similar, you can do the same things. Whoops, what did I just do there? We can do the same things with that. We can change the labels if you want to give it a better title, add in some different axes labels and so on. So that's how you would play around with the bar graph. You could change the color and so on. So the next type of graph we want to look at is a Pareto diagram. And a Pareto diagram consists of a bar graph and a line graph. And the bar graph, it begins with the highest frequency on the left side of the graph and reducing down to the lowest frequency. And then the line graph is the cumulative percentage of each one. And so what we need to do before we get started is we need to have our frequency column sorted from highest to lowest. And you'll notice the name Applebee's matches with 17. Kelsey's matches with 25. So when I sort this, I want to make sure that I sort and I capture those going together. So I will select the 2 columns together, and I'm going to have to do a custom sort. We want to sort the frequency column, but we want to make sure that Applebee's and 17 are connected to each other. So we'll go to the Sort button under Home and click Sort. It's going to be a custom sort. And we're going to sort by, well, it's asking me, well, which column do you want to sort by? I want to sort by the frequency column. So we arrow down, we'll see we can sort by either one. Choose frequency. And for a Pareto diagram, we need to sort from largest to smallest. So that's the reverse of this, so we better switch that one right there. And click OK, and watch what happens. So it did sort it. We're now got the highest frequency first, then the second highest, third, fourth, and fifth. And so that's sorted from largest to smallest. We also need a cumulative column, which is going to be the cumulative sum of each of the frequencies. And so the first one will just be 25 because it's not being added to anyone. So that will be equal to this column right here. The next one will be equal to this one plus our 25 above. Click Enter. All right. And if I want to repeat that pattern, then I will notice we go from the white cross down to the little black one. And I would like to drag that down. And we should end up with the cumulative sum. Yes, 65 is the total, so that's good. Now, I want to have the cumulative percentage, which is a percentage of this column, the cumulative column, converted into a percentage. So that will be equal to this value divided by the total, which is 65. And I'm going to be reusing this formula. So let's just see, that turns into 38%. But I'm going to be reusing that 65. So I want to make it a permanent value. So before the cell, notice what I'm doing up in here, before the column and before the row, we need to add the $sign. And that will make it so that each time it uses 65 and doesn't look for values below running down. Okay, so we're going to copy this and move it down as well. And you'll notice the cumulative percentage is 38. Then when you add those two, it's 65%. When you add on, we get all the way up to 100. Okay, so to create the Pareto diagram, what we need is we need the frequency column, and I'm going to hold the control button, and I need the percent column, like that. And I'm going to go to Insert, choose Recommended Charts, and you'll see that we have, whoops, that didn't work. Well, let's check then. Did something wrong? Hold on one moment. Sorry about that. Correction is we need to select the restaurant column and frequency. And then when you let go, hold the control and select the percent column as well. All right. Last time I didn't include the favorite restaurant column. Now go to Insert, click on Recommended Charts, and you will see that the first one there is a Pareto diagram. Click on that. Select OK, and you have a Pareto diagram consisting of a bar graph with highest to lowest and the cumulative frequency, relative frequency. From 38%, these two added are 65, then 83, then 95, then 100. Okay. That's a Pareto diagram in Excel. Now also we're going to want to change bar graphs to histograms, and actually I have another video that shows how to change a bar graph to a histogram because they're very similar, but histograms do not have any spaces between the bars. And so that's shown in a different video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.